I tell you, as they say back home, that ain't love, but it ain't bad, brother.
It's been a great first half as we take a look at some of these numbers. My goodness.
Well, if you're the Bears, the good news is you're shooting 65%. The bad news is the Grizzlies are shooting 74%, which you could have knocked me over with a straw, as good as these two teams have been defensively in the first two games, that they're both shooting that way.
Wisney on the first possession, held up by Sawyer. Really, he's had the answer no matter how much time has been on the clock. He goes up against Whitney now with 5. Backing him down, turns and fades from that base, and really just cannot miss tonight. He has 17.
And even though he is 3 for 4 from the three-point line, he just can't be stopped in that little mid-post area there. 6'3", he just has a great feel for that little mid-range jump shot, and Malik Moore has really come alive. 8 points now. He was just really struggling from the field, only 4 of 14 for the tournament in the first two games.
Hawthorne to answer on the other end. Back-to-back mid-range jumpers, making a 7-point game again.
The Grizzlies have now hit 10 straight field goals, Tony, and again, the performances that these two teams had in their first two games defensively was just off the chart, and they're just playing like they're in the middle of the rec center right now, just going up and down.
Whitney guarded by Block, takes it by him, right side, and scores it. That change of pace, oh so tough to stay in front of.
Well, Zach Block is on the first team all-defensive team in the Big Sky, and Brandon Whitney, what an explosive move. A little change of pace, change of direction, a little shooky on that one. And the 9th all-time leading scorer in Montana history continues being just as hot as really is.
Brandon Whitney has not missed tonight. Really has missed just one shot. Malik Moore has come to life offensively tonight and continues. Malik Moore with 11 points. The Pepperdine transfer had been held to single digits 4 of his last 5. He was shooting 28% from 3 during that span.
Well, that is now his 20th double-figure game of the year, and he has also 4 20-point games, Tony. As I say, he's been kind of nursing a little bit of a wrist injury, but boy, that jumper is on tonight, and it is sweet as church music.
Brock Wisney to the line. 4 for 4 in this tournament, but just 66% at the stripe so far this year. The Bears in Northern Colorado, they had the best free throw rate. They were able to get to the line more than anybody, but just 7th in the conference with free throw shooting at 70%.
He's 10 of 12 from the field for the game. Shoots a little bit of a knuckleball up there. Looks a little bit like Gaylord Perry's ball going up there, but those two went in.
Gaylord Perry, who played for about 16 teams in his career.
He played forever, too.
A 10-point game here in this second half. Hot streaks back and forth from both teams. Pridgeon muscles the paint. Moore straight away to Whitney. He's 5 for 5 from the field tonight. Pridgeon, strong move on Reynolds, goes underneath him and scores.
How about Pridgeon is just having a night, as I said, much more assertive offensively. Now he has 10 points, first team all-conference, mostly because of his defense and rebounding, but he's just having a big night offensively now. Pridgeon now 5 of 6 from the field, and the Grizzlies now have hit 11 straight field goals.
The Montana Grizzlies shooting 78% from the field. And this guy has been a big part of that with his work in so many different ways. He's had all the moves tonight.
Tony, that's against the Bears team that held Montana State to 27% yesterday and just took them completely apart defensively.
A stop for the Grizzlies defensively. Their biggest lead tonight has been 12. That's what it is right now.
Boy, their ball movement has just been terrific tonight, and their spacing. And Pridgeon playing kind of an inside-out game there with Malik Moore has been hard to handle.
Malik Moore continues to pour it on. He has 13 points tonight. A guy who had some sluggish shooting stretches, he has not missed.
Malik Moore has got 3 buckets off that little in-out two-man game with Joe Pridgeon.
There goes Pridgeon on a runaway. Left it short, got it back, but did not establish himself in bounds.
We've had Montana a couple times this year, Tony. I don't remember them kind of running that little ISO on that side with Malik Moore and Pridgeon, but they have just really combined to have a really nice two-man game there. And as I say, Malik Moore is certainly love the way he held that follow-through on that last jump shot.
The Bears without a field goal now for 3 minutes. The point guards tonight, a combined 12 for 13 from the field. Hawthorne had 29 in the first conference tournament game this week in Boise. Trying to go to work on Money Williams. It goes outside. Reynolds for 3. And Langston Reynolds, who doesn't shoot a ton of threes, is now 8 of his last 14 since the start of February.
Well, Reynolds and Hawthorne are 2 of the top 5 scorers in the Big Sky. Hawthorne, we've talked about, 29 points in the first game, just put on a show, but he has been relatively quiet tonight, only 2 for 3 with 4 points.
Whitney still has not missed, and it feels like Montana just can't miss.
Whitney, the all-time assist leader at Montana, scored his 1,600th point yesterday. He may get to 1,700 tonight the way he's shooting.
Hawthorne draws a foul. He'll go to the line. The Montana Grizzlies have led by as many as 14. They're up a baker's dozen as we step aside and Starch Matters.
Looking for Moana 2? You'll find it. Now streaming on Disney+.
Boat snack!
I'm gonna need you to stop doing that.
Moana 2, rated PG, now streaming on Disney+. And take advantage of a limited time offer.
The bold Louisiana flavor and crispy crunch of Popeye's signature chicken is the meal your craving deserves. And now you can get 3 pieces for just $5 and make it a meal for only $3 more.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. I can't believe I bought a broken map.
At least you earned double miles with the Capital One Venture Card.
Is this the first basketball game ever?
Capital One gives you exclusive access to events, but this is next level.
Like my new game? I call it Hoopla.
What do you think about basketball?
Fiddlesticks, that's a better name.
What are they doing?
Playing horse.
Whoop! Money! My turn.
Oh, that was my last peach basket.
Target made Up and Up for you, helping you save on hand soaps. With plant-derived ingredients and custom fragrances. With luscious foam to stir the senses. We made Up and Up for you, only at Target.
With Allegra, you can stop being sneezy without feeling sleepy.
Hello? I'm sleepy.
Yeah, we know. Allegra has 0% brain interference for fast, non-drowsy allergy relief, so you won't be sneezy or sleepy.
Do you know what I'm allergic to?
Maybe not even grumpy. Stop your sneeze and ditch your drowsiness with Allegra. It's a no-brainer. See Disney Snow White in theaters March 21st. Rated PG.
The NWSL on ESPN. Facts.
The Montana Grizzlies, such an explosive offense, spent most of the year with the #1 3-point shooting team in the Big Sky Conference. Malik Moore was a really big part of that. And he had some scuffling moments towards the end of the season offensively, but still so strong on the defensive end. And he has come alive here tonight, Coach. 13 points, a perfect 5 of 5 from the field, including all 3-point makes.
Well, Malik Moore, second team all-conference. There's the second leading scorer. Luck at that shooting percentage, Tony. 77% for the game. That's harder than Satan's house cat, brother. I'll tell you what, you should win a whole bunch of games if you're shooting it like that. And you know what? The bad news for the Bears, they're shooting 64.5% for the game, and they're down 13 points. I'll tell you what, I keep referring to this. Both these teams were so dominant defensively in their first two games. I just can't hardly believe what I'm seeing here.
It's stunning.
It is stunning.
The rate
You're a little
makes.
stunning sometimes, I think.
I have definitely
on a lot
caught
of
you
fronts, on a lot of levels.
I'm sure out of you and I, it's me who catches people off guard.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we probably team up on them pretty good, to be honest with you.
Hot and Satan's house cat, brother. I never know what's coming from you.
Well, I like to keep you on your toes.
Oh, you do. 11-point game here, and the Northern Colorado Bears, they have a defense that they're very proud of, and they're going to try to dig in and get a stretch of stops here because the offense has certainly been there for the Bears.
Well, again, they have held their first two opponents to 48.5 points a game.
Oh, a miss.
Malik Moore's easiest shot of the night. He couldn't get to go down.
And a bar of soap out of Reynolds' hands. And it's picked up by the Grizzlies, and a carrying violation will give the ball back to the Bears. What a strange sequence this has been.
It was. That was Montana's eighth turn. Both teams' eighth turnover. Rebounds are been pretty even. Not a whole lot of rebounds to be had, Tony, when both teams are shooting this. But Montana 12 rebounds and the Bears 7.
If there's one team that is not going to have a loss of focus here in this situation, it would be Montana. Last year, they led by 11 in this championship game in about this situation before everything flipped upside down on them. It was Montana State, their opponent that night. They went on a 33-6 run, and Montana, who had a pretty solid offensive game that night, suddenly went one of their next 14. So it's always about the next play.
Brock Wisney, who has not been a great free throw shooter, 3 for 3 tonight with 9 points. He's had, there's that broadcaster jinx, so that's usually your role. I should have let you handle that.
He was a perfect 7 for 7 in this tournament before Joe Cravens mentioned that he had not missed. Montana up by 10. We have 14 minutes left to play in this championship showdown. Thanks so much for being up late with us. Whitney is off left on that jumper. That's his first miss of the night. Kai Johnson trying to save it in, and it will go to Northern Colorado. The Bears starting to put together a few stops here.
And that didn't look very good coming out of Whitney's hands. That was his first miss. He'd been 6 for 6 before that. Let's call it 6 for 7. But that didn't look good. That was wide left. Usually you don't see him miss like that.
Wisney, one bounce to the other side, and here come the Bears. It's down to 8.
Well, I don't know what happened to Pridgeon down there. I think he must have taken a coffee break or something because Wisney just caught it and spun right to the basket. I've been bragging on Pridgeon's post defense all night. That was way too easy.
Johnson is going to take it right at Wisney and scoring over him. A weight room layup there for Kai Johnson, and it's a 10-point lead.
I'm not sure how Wisney ended up on Kai Johnson, but that was certainly a mismatch.
Contact away from the ball and a foul. This will go against the Grizzlies for Montana. That is their 5th. They'll have just one foul to give over the last 13:07.
It was that last post play by Wisney. As I said, I'm not sure what Pridgeon was doing there. And then that was a foul on Money Williams. Wisney came out and set a back screen on him, and Money Williams is no shrinking violet. He turned around and ran right over Wisney and knocked him down. And you've got to be a pretty strong individual to knock Wisney down. So Money Williams takes a seat. Their super sub of last night, Austin Patterson, comes in.
Danker was so open he didn't realize it. He thought he had someone right on his heels and pump faked with nobody there.
That's
tough break.
Two very unlikely defensive breakdowns. One, Pridgeon about 2 possessions ago for that easy post catch. And how he got so wide open on that, I'm not sure. Neither is Travis DeCure, I bet.
Well, and Dinker was equally as surprised.
Let's see. Brandon Whitney's got to have active hands there on the ball and keep it from coming in at that 45-degree angle. He was standing in the right place, but looked like he was checking for loose change in his pocket.
Here comes Jaron Reilly. He's had the answers all night long. Beats the shot clock, hits the shot. And Jaron Reilly has brought it back down to 8. He has 19 points, 8 of 9 from the field.
He is put on quite the show. I've said he is one of 3 point guards on the first team all Big Sky team. And Brandon Whitney was on the second team.
A kickball will bring the shot clock back to 20. Montana's season best shooting from the field is 63.6%. Really, as you mentioned, is putting on a show, driving left, driving right.
Well, it's not like he's getting right to the rim. None of his baskets have been right at the rim. They're all little short floaters and pull-up jump shots. He's got a really good back-to-the-basket game in the paint for a point guard.
Kai Johnson skying in. And a guy who is vital to this team's 10-game win streak. It was when he was inserted into that starting lineup.
Kai Johnson, a transfer from Division II Western Washington, scored 1,000 points in 3 years there. He's been nursing a little bit of an injury there, a little inside-out dribble, and he got to the basket in the flash of eyelid that time.
McCreary with the response. The Grizzlies trying to pull away. The Bears staying right there with them. Montana shooting 74% from the field. Northern Colorado shooting 68% from the field. Johnson has 13. Spinning, shooting over McCreary. He's fouled. And he will shoot 2 when we come back. A good one and a late one here tonight in Boise in the Big Sky Championship game.
My name's Jorge Gaviria, and this is my business, Hacienda. I chose my Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. And with no preset spending limit, my purchasing power adapts to my business needs. What's in your wallet?
The bold Louisiana flavor and crispy crunch of Popeye's signature chicken is the meal your craving deserves. And now you can get 3 pieces for just $5 and make it a meal for only $3 more.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Icy Hot Pro Massaging Balm. Easy to grip and massage and the power of 2 max strength pain relievers. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy Hot Pro Massaging Balm.
Yum, yum. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated.
Where'd you get that water bottle? Circle Water.
Yum, yum.
I won't shut up about it.
Stay hydrated.
Circle.
Stay hydrated.
Where'd you get that water bottle? Circle Water.
Yum, yum.
I won't shut up about it.
Stay hydrated.
Circle.
Stay hydrated.
Where'd you get that water bottle?
It's your circle. Don't be a fool.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Formula One returns. It's lights out and away we go. All season long on ESPN, the exclusive home of F1.
What a championship game this afternoon during the Women's Big Sky Tournament. Danny Barsh with the go-ahead three-pointer late in the game. The Grizzlies up by a digit. Oh, so close to pulling off this magical run. But it was Mara Dykstra getting her own, putting it back at the horn. And the Montana State Bobcats win a thriller, an unforgettable championship game this afternoon here in Boise. So First of 2 championship games today. Boy, it was all the madness, all the starch madness you wanted to see here. All the drama and excitement, and a Treasure State matchup here in the Treasure Valley.
What a finish. And for a lot of fans don't know, here in Boise, all 10 women's teams in the Big Sky, all 10 men's teams come to this same site. And we just hoop it up for about 5 days around here.
There they are, the Bobcats, the champions this season. That was an incredible celebration out there on the floor. So much respect between both programs. A hard-fought game. And also a congratulations on what was a fine performance in this tournament from the Montana women's team. What a unique season that they had. Had to fight their way through as the number 6 seed, pulled some upsets, and nearly pulled off a magical run to win the title. But the Bobcats come out on top. The Montana Grizzlies men's team up by 9 here in this championship game.
Ty Johnson very quietly putting together a good game. That was his 14th point on. He's made 5 out of 6 shots, coming off a 13-point game. Travis DeCure calls him his closer. He said, we have got to have him on the floor at the end of the game. He's playing with more snap in his step than what I've seen for the last couple of weeks. He had a bad ankle injury. It's taken him a while to kind of get over.
Hawthorne blocked there by Johnson. And when his offensive game wasn't flourishing, his defense absolutely was.
Well, he's one of the top steals guys in the league, and he brings great energy when he's feeling good, which is exactly what he has done tonight. Watch this, coming from a long way to defend that.
Really? Contested and still hits. He just cannot be stopped tonight. He has 21 points.
9 of 10 from the field. He is unconscious, Tony. And he's made 3 3-point shots, and then he has scored on such a variety of runners and little short jump shots in the paint. He's putting on a show here.
This foul on the Bears is just the second team foul of this second half. Mentioned Montana's hot shooting. 73.5% from the field as we take a look at Really.
Watch this finish here with his offhand kind of hanging in the air. Whitney all over him. And really, as I said, 9 for 10. I mean, he's just having an out-of-body experience almost.
Johnson with 15 points.
Both teams have been straight man-to-man the whole game, not one possession in zone.
Johnson stops, now shoots over Wisney. Left that one well short. It's tapped back out there by Pridgeon. Here's Patterson for 3. Whistle, stop the play. What do we have?
I don't know.
I don't know if it was a clock issue. But Patterson was just setting up for a good look 3. A guy who had 5 triples last night.
It must have been a clock thing.
Travis DeCure wanting to meet up as quickly as possible, but they will resume play. And they blew the whistle and stopped everything right as Patterson was about to shoot that ball. Travis DeCure's like, just let him shoot that and let's see what happens. Brandon Whitney in this offense continuing to remain red hot. Malik Moore off a double stagger, looking back, now backs up from way outside. It's short, really the rebound.
Well, that's what Travis DeCure was doing during that dead ball, setting that double stagger screen play up for Malik Moore.
Great ball movement. Hawthorne on a drive, misses. And Hawthorne hit his head there for a moment, but he's back up. So is Malik Moore.
Once again, Pritchard just putting that big body between Hawthorne and the basket and saying, try to score over me if you can, and Hawthorne's had trouble doing that.
Patterson got a season high last night. Whitney in control from the very beginning of this game, draws that foul on Wisney. For Wisney, that's his second. The last time the Montana Grizzlies shot 70% or better was 1968 against Washington State. The best shooting performance in college basketball this season was 71.6%. That was Miami of Ohio. And for the first time tonight, the Grizzlies have dipped below 70%. At 69.4. Whitney on Danker. Bumps. Gets him in the air. Can't finish it.
Whitney's usually a great finisher there. He just left that one a little bit short.
Really, with a terrific move, and he continues to have a terrific night. He has 23 and personally moving this team to within 6.
He's missed one shot tonight. I talked about how he is a great decision maker. He's made the decision. He's just going to lead the team in scoring here tonight. He is just having a fabulous game.
Pridgeon likes the matchup with Danker and is going to work him down to the block. The help is there from Reynolds, and Reynolds is there, but the shot's on the rim and off. Pridgeon the O-board. Montana will reset.
Really now matching his season high, Tony, with 23. He has a career high of 30. 23 this year, and he's setting on 23 right now.
Well, things have been sluggish for this offense for just a moment. They have been able to get to the line quite a bit.
That's just great finish here by really great crossover. Just great concentration, too. Watch his vision. That ball is all the way on the rim, and he still has vision on it before he drops his head. That's what all great finishers do. You put that chin on your chest and try to play through contact. That never works. Really is just putting on a show finishing at the rim tonight. Sawyer back in the game now.
The Montana Grizzlies shooting well from everywhere. That includes the free throw line. They're 13 for 15 at the stripe. It's an 8-point game again. Just over 8 minutes left to play.
Well, in that first half, that was the big point differential. The Grizzlies were 9 for 11 in the first half, and the Bears only shot 2 free throws, 1 for 2.
Danker fends off of Malik Moore and hits it. When Danker, with his first 2 of the night, the senior from San Jose, hit a barrage of threes in that loss to Montana. And some of the fans from Northern Colorado start to rise up, trying to help their defense get what would be a key stop. Montana's missed their last 4 shots, no field goals in the last 4 minutes. A rare dry spell for them tonight. Johnson.
Short. I'm not too sure the Grizzlies aren't getting a little bit tired. The last 3 shots have all been short by him. 3 different guys have left their shots short.
Out of bounds to the Bears. And Northern Colorado, they've been down as many as 14. They've worked its way down to 6. Montana Grizzlies, who won it in 2018, also there in 2019. Trying to do it here in 25.
I can order contacts in 5 minutes and get them the next day.
Ma'am.
Wow!
Right now, you can save 30% on your first order, plus fast free shipping right to your door.
The bold Louisiana flavor and crispy crunch of Popeye's signature chicken is the meal your craving deserves. And now you can get 3 pieces for just $5 and make it a meal for only $3 more.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Derek.
Hey, Mom, I need to lay low for a couple days. It's too much heat on this car.
Too much heat?
I only paid for a Hyundai Tucson.
Ruth. Listen, Jenna, I need to lay low for a few days.
Why? Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease the Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month or get $2250 bonus today.
Kubota Orange Days delivers the savings you need for the life you love. Shop a wide selection of equipment at your local dealer, including America's #1 selling compact tractor. And get your perfect match delivered to your door. Designed for comfort and built for performance. Now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. Sales ending soon. Find your nearest dealer at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
It starts in darkness. And then suddenly, out of the darkness, energy. Baines Ground, milk froth, shots poured, espresso shaken and shaken and shaken and shaken and shaken 10 times, no more, no less. This is the story of coffee and company. The Starbucks you love is ready. Hello again.
The Big Sky is a blast, especially here in Boise. And many of the championships, most of them won by the Montana Grizzlies. Northern Colorado and Sacramento State have 0. But Northern Colorado did win in 2011. It was vacated. Any way you look at it, they badly want to get this one here and turn what has been a woeful program for most of its Big Sky existence into being at the top.
Well, this is an original Big Sky member, Montana, against one of the newer Big Sky members, Northern Colorado. Northern Colorado joined the league in 2006 and 7. Montana has been in the Big Sky since the Big Sky started in 1963. Kind of a little known fact about the Big Sky, Gonzaga was an original member of the Big Sky.
Wisney against Sawyer. Clock at 10. Nobody else you'd rather have with the ball in his hands than Riley. He has 23, and he flat out could not miss tonight. Recollects, double clutches, and almost hit that anyway.
Well, Whitney wasn't in. I was wondering how Kai Johnson ended up on him. Coach DeCure probably giving Whitney a little bit of break and putting a bigger body on the point guard from Northern Colorado, really.
Pridgeon has had so many timely buckets tonight, and another one to put the Grizzlies up by 8. Pridgeon with 12 points on the night.
Pridgeon has just been outstanding. He's been really good at both ends, defensively, rebounding, really good around the basket, offensively. First team all-conference, mostly because of his rebounding and defense.
Langston Reynolds is fouled on the drive. The Bears wanted him to count that. They will not. That's team foul number 6 against Montana.
It's an 8-point game. The Bears got plenty of time here. They are a very explosive offensive team. Number 1 scoring offense, number 1 field goal percentage, number 1 3-point percentage. But the Grizzlies were here last year, as you said, coughed up a double-digit lead late in the game.
Wisney on the reverse, and Brock Wisney, who was 10 out of 12 from the field in the regular season series, has 15 points here tonight. He's 6 for 8. Back and forth they go here towards this late chapter in this championship game. Tajon Sawyer doubled, goes to Williams, or rather Pridgeon too far. Danker the loose ball, and the Bears with an 8 of their last 11. Really into the paint against Johnson. Danker guarded by Money Williams. Shoulders into him, forearms into him, turns on the short one and missed it. The loose ball, it's Wisney, backs his way in, he's fouled. You can feel just how physical it is in that paint here at this moment of the game.
And Brock Wisney just hanging around that basket, the enforcer. I'm telling you what, that kid is tougher than a $3 steak. And he's got a little ornery in him too, Tony. I tell you, he is, I felt like he has played this whole tournament with a little chip on his shoulder. He had his season low in their last regular season game at Weber State, 3 points. And like I said, he's played with like a man on a mission this whole tournament.
The ACC tournament continues tomorrow with all quarterfinal games starting at noon Eastern. The number 1 Duke Blue Devils facing Georgia Tech. Clemson was the only team to beat Duke this year in the ACC, and they're set up to face SMU in the nightcap. Make sure to join us and stay here as well. It's a 4-point game.
How about that? We knew the Bears weren't going to go away. All of a sudden, Montana has started to miss some fairly easy shots around the basket and has gone cold after having that streak where they made about 10 straight. And we have seen in the first 2 games, the Bears are more than capable of playing outstanding half-court defense.
That's too many steps. And the Bears defensively have had that edge combined with Montana missing some shots.
And Brandon Whitney, who only had 24 turnovers in 31 regular season games, 14 games with no turnovers. A very uncharacteristic turnover there.
Reynolds one-on-one against Johnson. Here's Riley. Picked up by Johnson now. Reynolds will take it at Whitney. It's a 2-point game with 5 minutes to go.
And that is where Langston Reynolds is at his best, when he's got a live ball about 15 feet from the basket, 6'4" and very athletic. And here come the Bears.
The Grizzlies, one of their last 7. Running on fumes here to the late moments of the second half. We've got a good one here tonight in Starch Madness.
The bold Louisiana flavor and crispy crunch of Popeye's signature chicken is the meal your craving deserves. And now you can get 3 pieces for just $5 and make it a meal for only $3 more.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Icy Hot Pro Massaging Balm. Easy to grip and massage, and the power of 2 max strength pain relievers. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy Hot Pro Massaging Balm.
My fellow Americans. Right now, you can get Disney Plus and Hulu for just $2.99 a month. A price so low, you'll want to scream. Your favorites from Disney Plus and Hulu together on Disney Plus for just $2.99 a month. Definitely a very smart move. Get Disney Plus and Hulu for just $2.99 a month for 4 months.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
The players. PGA Tour Live and ESPN Plus Megawatt Trio.
Scheffler trying to go back-to-back-to-back. No one's ever done that in players' history.
Wyndham Clark playing big again. A gorgeous day for golf. PGA Tour Live and ESPN Plus Megawatt Trio.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
It's time to get one of America's premier tournaments underway.
This is Champ Week.
Thunderous! Oh my goodness! This is as March as it gets.
Champ Week.
A 2-point game here late. Idaho Central Arena has witnessed a terrific show tonight between Montana and Northern Colorado. Coach, the Grizzlies have lost the momentum. How do they get it back?
Well, I think they got to have some quality possessions, Tony. They have came down and shot it pretty quick. I thought their floor spacing earlier in the game was a lot better. They need to get back to playing off one another, and they need to get the ball in that guy's hands right there.
Whitney with 16 points on the night has missed just 2 shots on the evening. Kai Johnson had a terrific start, and he's carried that throughout the night. Sawyer, the screen. Pridgeon with some steam to the rim. He gets fouled. He'll shoot 2.
I talked about the floor spacing. I like that spacing there. A little bit of a draw kick to Pridgeon, who was ready to take it and to get it right to the basket. He has been ultra aggressive driving it to the basket here tonight. Not a great free throw shooter, though.
56.6% at the free throw line. He came to Montana because it was the perfect place to continue his career and also be a father. Travis DeCure putting a big emphasis on that and having the balance of fatherhood, also being a student, and on top of that, being a basketball player. Many of Travis's assistant coaches have children. He has a great system that makes it very emotionally safe for everybody and all the way around to manage every part of their life.
It's an interesting sub. Amari Jenkins coming in for Sawyer.
A split trip and an O-board hits Patterson.
That must be some kind of a matchup situation with Coach Travis DeCure. Of course, he knows his team a whole lot better than me. But it must be an offense or defense for offense substitution.
Patterson, red hot last night. Pridgeon, hashtag girl dad. And the proud new Papa puts Montana up 5.
And a great decision by Austin Patterson there, who had 5 made threes last night. And you could see that in his eye. He was eyeing one and made a great pass to Pridgeon there.
Reynolds. He'll go to the free throw line here. The Bears did not have some brutal lead that they had to recover from, but they have slowly worked their way back, and they're trying to finish it off here tonight. But the Grizzlies with a timely bucket. Patterson for Pridgeon. Montana, they're up by 5 with just under 4 to play.
The bold Louisiana flavor and crispy crunch of Popeye's signature chicken is the meal your craving deserves. And now you can get 3 pieces for just $5 and make it a meal for only $3 more.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
It starts in darkness. And then suddenly, out of the darkness, energy. Beans ground, milk froth, shots poured, espresso shaken and shaken and shaken and shaken and shaken 10 times, no more, no less. This is the story of coffee and company. The Starbucks you love is ready. Hello again.
Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-di-da-di-dee. La-di-da-di-da. And the beat goes on.
Sometimes the greatest rush
Beat goes on.
is not rushing at all in the all-new Nissan Murano.
We live for the NWSL on ESPN. Facts. For the trend spins and the soap shrugs. For fandom so fierce you can feel it. And we are here for it. The NWSL on ESPN. Facts.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. Let's build a retirement and benefits plan that works for your team. Well, you see what they're playing for here tonight, Coach. 3:57 to go, a 5-point game. A fabulous show. Joe Pridgeon with a terrific performance up to this point of the night. So many individuals shining, but both of these teams, well, they showed why they were the 1 and 2 seeds and the co-champions in the regular season.
Pridgeon with an explosive 15 points. I was wondering why Travis Secure brought Tajon Sawyer out. He's putting back in. He has 4 fouls on him, which I didn't realize, Tony. He took him out for a defensive possession. He's got him back in on an offensive possession now. Look for him to do that maybe a couple more times here in the last 4 minutes.
An important 2-for-2 trip for Reynolds, shooting 67.3% from the line. Makes it a 1-possession game. It's 74-71, and some pressure here.
It looked like the Grizzlies might run away with this, up 9 at halftime and just on a hot shooting streak. This one all of a sudden has gotten tighter than a banjo string.
On the curl, Patterson, straightaway 3. No, the rebound fought for, it's Hawthorne. He's bumped by Pridgeon and fouled. That is going to send Hawthorne to the line. It'll be 1 and 1. For Pridgeon, his 3rd.
Pridgeon was trying awfully hard to avoid that contact. The official standing right there. He just about had to call that. That'd been a tough one to pass on. Hawthorne with only 8 points. You know, after having that 29-point first game, boy, he looked like an NBA first-round draft pick that first game. He's quieted down quite a bit since then.
11 for 13 at the line, Northern Colorado. Hawthorne, the senior from Tracy, California.
Grizz with a couple, excuse me, Tony. Both teams got timeouts to use. The Grizz with 2 and Northern Colorado with 3. That'll play big here in the last 3.5 minutes.
It's a 1-point game. Many fans up onto their feet now. Northern Colorado fans with the defense chant. Been trying to help will their team back from being down by as many as 14. Johnson with 5. Bump, foul, and 1. Another timely bucket for the senior from Olympia, Washington.
Transfer from Division II Western Washington, scored 1,000 points in 3 seasons there. 17 double-figure games coming into this one. As you mentioned earlier, their fortunes really turned when the coach of the year, Travis DeCure, inserted him into the lineup and took his leading scorer out of the lineup, Money Williams, who turned into the 6th man of the year in the Big Sky. That was huge. What a great finish by Kai Johnson. 6'4", 190 pounds. Really athletic and strong and really competitive.
Leads his team in scoring with 20. Two-time All-GNAC with Western Washington.
Remember, I
giving
said
the Grizzlies a 4-point lead.
He's the guy his coach calls him the finisher. He's got to have him in at the end of the game, and he just showed a little bit of that.
A double team against Riley. Room to operate for Reynolds. Shoots over some length, can't get it. Rebound fought for, it's Austin Patterson. And Patterson goes to Johnson.
Really nice rebound for Patterson, who had 5 rebounds last night, rebounding it in a crowd.
Montana, 2 timeouts left. They'll use one of them here. 77-73. The Grizzlies trying to put a lid on it. The Bears right behind them, right here on ESPN2.
Markdown Madness is on at Reichert Buick GMC. Check out this bracket buster of a deal. New Buick Envision's only $319 a month. You just can't beat Team Reichert. We're dealing.
The bold Louisiana flavor and crispy crunch of Popeye's signature chicken is the meal your craving deserves. And now you can get 3 pieces for just $5 and make it a meal for only $3 more.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
You've been in these huddles in this championship round. What are these conversations like right now for each of these 2 coaches?
Well, Travis DeCure his sermon is let's get a quality possession. If we can get that 2-man game with Malik Moore and Pridgeon on one side and isolate them, that was really good for them early in the game. Number 1, you got to get the ball in. Remember, you got 4 guys on the court and they got 5. So first and foremost, let's get a safe catch. But let's get a quality shot. 17 seconds left. They don't have to be in a hurry. And then down at the other end, contest every shot, block out, and rebound.
Shot clock at 7. Step back 3 and a crispy 3-piece for Kai Johnson. He has 23. And it's a 7-point lead for Montana.
And you wonder why his coach calls him the finisher. The last 6 points for the Grizzlies have all come from Kai Johnson, the finisher. How about that?
Hawthorne will shoot 2. We'll take a look. Such an important shot here late in the game with so much money on the table.
Well, I'm not sure what Coach DeCure drew up, but Kai Johnson had other thoughts. A little step back to his left, not awful defense by Danker. Kai Johnson dropped that one, Tony, like 3rd period calculus.
I know all about that.
You never got the calculus. You were in basic math.
Not even Texas Instruments could save me on any of that. Kai Johnson with the 23 points. What a performance for him. And what an addition to this team. Hawthorne and the Bears have been great at the free throw line. They've worked so hard to battle their way back tonight. They've been without a field goal now for almost 3 minutes. Both teams shooting 64% from the field.
Big free throw by Hawthorne. 2 minutes
left to play.
There. The Grizzlies only 1 timeout left. Northern Colorado with 3. Travis DeCure with his 3 guards in the game now. A little bit smaller lineup. Sawyer on the bench, so they're playing small to try to take care of this and hit free throws.
Whitney into the paint. Straight business from the CEO of the Montana Grizzlies.
So good at leading with that body, creating a little room to work from for a guy that small, 6'1".
Hawthorne had it slip out of his hands. Wisney the loose ball. A deflection from Patterson. It's out of bounds. A timeout by Northern Colorado. An explosion of maroon from the bench of Montana. A big moment for Whitney.
Whitney might have gotten away with a little bit of a push-off, but he is the master of leading with that body, creating a little space. 24 points in the first game in this tournament, where he went 8 of 9 from the floor, and just like this game, kind of took over down the stretch, getting the ball to the paint. What a great finisher for a guy that's 6'1", 183 pounds.
We have you covered on Selection Sunday once again. It all starts at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with SportsCenter on ESPN. Reese and the guys look at the men's field of 68 as the brackets are announced, followed by bracketology in each region. At 8, the women's field of 68 is revealed with bracketology and a complete breakdown at 9 Eastern on ESPN2.
If UNC doesn't score here, Tony, they're going to have to think pretty quick about fouling. If they don't score, they're down 7 with 1:21 left. They've got 16 fouls. The next foul will put Montana at the line. Montana with 10 fouls. So Hawthorne will be shooting a couple here. He just knocked a couple down. Hawthorne, a first team all BigSky guy, one of 3 on Northern Colorado's team.
Hawthorne tonight a perfect 6 for 6.
He's an 81% free throw shooter, which is second on his team. Really leads them in free throw shooting at 83%. If he hits this, it's a 2-possession game. The Grizzlies need about one more score and just take care of the ball and hit free throws, and I think they're in business.
While the Bears have gone without a field goal for nearly 4 minutes, they've been able to make it work at the line, but now they need the stops. And this Montana offense now hitting their last 3 from the field, and they have all the weapons they need out on the court. They are tough to slow down.
3 guards with Malik Moore and Pridgeon in the game, and that is not where you want to get the ball in that corner.
Patterson is going to be fouled by Reilly. So they'll go into the foul game now. And Patterson 80% from the line.
Patterson's a kid who has been in this tournament before with Sacramento State. 2 years at Walford, 2 years at Sac State. Played really well for Sac State this time last year, having a great game last night. Season high 20 points, 5 made threes.
Patterson hits the front end of the 1-and-1. With how many weapons they have on this team, somebody was going to have to come off the bench and not have as many shots as they were accustomed to. Patterson many times had scoreless performances and shot the ball very few times. He's had 1 field goal attempt tonight. His unselfishness has rippled to the rest of the team. It's a 5-point game. We have just over a minute left to play. Really, into a double team, he'll go to the line.
Really, as he has been doing all night, crossover dribble, a little change of pace, getting all the way to the basket. He's been a little quiet here of late, but he's got 23 points, 10 of 12 from the field. Believe it or not, this is his first free throws.
A rare miss on the night for Reilly and also for Northern Colorado at the stripe this evening.
83% free throw shooter. And he shot a bunch, 112. It's hard to believe he left that one short.
A split trip. It's a 2-possession game here. With 1 minute left to play. So it'll be Patterson back to the free throw line.
And what I like about Whitney, he made sure, remember their first catch against that Northern Colorado press was in the dead corner Whitney that time made sure he did not catch it in the corner. He was on the side of the floor, and as soon as he got it, he made sure he put it on the floor and got away from that double team. Such a smart player. He's played more games than anyone in the history of Montana basketball and more minutes than anyone in the history of Big Sky basketball. That's a lot of minutes, Tony.
Oh, yes. Patterson hits both again. It's an 8-point game. And the Bears need a bunch of scores in a short amount of time. Really long on the three. Whitney grabs the rebound. What do we have? It's a tie-up. It'll go to Montana. They'll keep it.
It's amazing how Whitney just makes key plays, whether it's a basket, whether it's a steal, whether it's a rebound. I mean, he has just had such a wonderful career for Montana. Travis DeCure just lights up when you bring his name up. Travis DeCure's been there 11 years. Whitney's been there 5 of them with him.
Moore, double teamed and trapped on that sideline. They will use a timeout. That is the final timeout here for the Montana Grizzlies.
Now, the biggest challenge is to get the ball inbounds. So that's a tough place to inbound. That's not quite in the corner. Now, remember, he can't move from there. And as I always like to say, you got 4 guys on the court. They got 5. So first and foremost, they have got to get it in without turning it over. And then they've got to make some free throws. And they'll be home free. They're right at just under a minute, 46.7 seconds. This may be the biggest inbounds play of the game to get a safe catch here.
This is
and
where
you don't want, you don't want to throw it back toward Northern Colorado's basket. If you get in trouble, you want to throw it towards your basket.
Montana, the most experienced team in the Big Sky Conference when looking at Division I experience. Closing games is where you find a way to do that. Speaking of the closer, Kai Johnson. What a night.
Boy, he has hit big shot after big shot and made some terrific defensive plays. This was a dagger when they really needed it there. Great finisher, over 1,000-point score in his career. He is the ultimate closer for the Grizzlies.
Number of quality free throw shooters on this team and on the floor right now for the Montana Grizzlies. Malik Moore to inbound.
Don't be surprised if they throw this long. Watch him set a screen on Whitney and break him long. They got the catch they needed.
Off of Johnson's leg and a turnover. The Bears needed that. Northern Colorado with 2 timeouts left.
Now they got to defend and rebound. 1 contested shot and get to rebound, and do not foul a jump shooter here.
Reynolds takes it right at Pridgeon. Can't get it. Really can't get the follow. Pridgeon comes down with the board, and he is fouled. They'll walk 94 feet. And a big stop for Montana.
I tell you, Joe Pridgeon is a man's man in and around that basket. He went up sawmill strong with 2 hands there. Watch this rebound in a crowd. First team all conference. I said mostly because of his rebounding and his defense, but he has been very aggressive offensively tonight. Pridgeon with 15 points, 4 rebounds, and a couple assists. Let's make that 16 points. His 19th double-figure game of the year. He has 5 double-doubles this year. He has been a great pickup for the Coach of the Year, Travis DeCure, and these Montana Grizzlies.
Not known as a free throw shooter, and he's hit 4 out of 5. And a pair of clutch free throws there. The lead is now at 10. Desperation time for the number 1 seeded Northern Colorado Bears. Zach Block hits the 3. The only remaining member from that team that made it to the finals in 2022 cuts it to 7.
Zach Block had 2 threes last night, 1 in the first game, and they all seem like they are big, timely threes, momentum threes.
He got him off to a great start last night. He keeps them breathing right now. Northern Colorado has one timeout left.
Looked like
trying to hang in there.
Looked like he was throwing darts on that one. He let that one go so quick, and that was a dart. Boy, that was from here to Dammit, Texas, Tony, and that's a long way away. He was almost on his own bench when he let that one go.
And there is no Delta non-stop from that community in Texas.
No, you got a Greyhound bus to Dammit, Texas. You can't fly in there.
Northern Colorado needing a takeaway. The other thing that's just as good as that, they have the possession arrow. Get into a tie-up if you can, rather than just foul. With a 7-point game,
well, Montana's done a pretty good job of handling their pressure. I like the way they don't start 15 feet from the basket. They start here at about half court and give themselves a chance to move again, maybe move a third time.
Oh, intercepted, really. A bad turnover. Zach Block couldn't convert. It was halfway down. Patterson grabbed the rebound. And that was so close to making this a 4-point game. And the Grizzly fans just exhale.
Mercy. Just as I said, Montana had done a pretty good job of handling that pressure. I could see that coming. What a heads-up play. Let's see, who was it came up with that? Who else but Jaron Reilly? Well, he has cooled down a little bit scoring-wise, but he certainly has contributed down the stretch here, really, I'm speaking about. And so has that guy, Austin Patterson. Clutch free throw after clutch free throw. He hits this one, and that makes it 9 points, and Elvis has about left the building, Tony. Whoa.
A split trip, an 8-point game. Northern Colorado quickly up the court. Hawthorne is going to find Danker. He'll drive the base. It was blocked by Pridgeon. They're going to call goaltending, and I believe they're going to review this. They will.
Well, that's not all that bad for Travis DeCure and the Grizzlies. It gives him time with no timeouts left to draw his press attack up. They're one catch away from salting this thing away, Tony, but they've got to get a catch. Remember last possession, they turned it over and kind of avoided the Bears scoring on that. I'm not sure that was goaltending. It looked like he got it on the way up.
It might be tough to overturn if that is above the cylinder. They'll take another look at that. It may have,
if it hit the glass first, then it's definitely goaltending, but I couldn't tell if it hit the glass first there or not.
Steve Smiley took over this Northern Colorado program, a team that has always had an uphill climb. Put a big emphasis on in-state recruiting. Hasn't been the championship game here tonight for the second time in 4 years, and only got glass. They're close to that cylinder as well. It would just be tough to overturn, but this guy, 13.4. This guy is the right guy for the job. They reset the clock.
He's done a great job there. His second 20-win season in his 5 years there, Tony. 25 wins. The second time he's got him to the final game of this conference tournament. Co-conference champion. He's done a really, really nice job there, and what a nice person as well.
Malik Moore is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line, where Malik Moore has been such a key part of this team's success. And while his offense was scorching hot during that 10-game win streak, his team had their offense hit a mild lull there towards the end of the season. But they caught fire again in this tournament. Malik Moore was fabulous tonight, 5 of 7 from the field and 13 points.
Well, they hit that little lull there offensively, Tony, when Malik Moore had an wrist injury and Kai Johnson had an ankle injury. Now, neither one missed games, but they were both beat up pretty good. Travis DeCure said they were having a lot of trouble finishing games because of those two injuries.
He hits the first of 2.
14 now for Malik Moore, second team all-conference.
Travis DeCure mentioned that in the COVID era, they felt like they really weren't able to operate to their best level. There's certain things you don't know when you can't talk to a person in person. He felt like they were missing something. And while they were never bad, He always felt like they could be much better. He felt like they got it back to the way they wanted just last year. Patterson the rebound. He'll run this out. Up with Montana. And